Hi everybody, it's Mr. Gray here. Thank you again for another great week. I want to go back in time for a minute and just say how wonderful it was to have everyone here for open house. It was just great to see all the families and give you a chance to celebrate, a lot of your kids' work throughout the year, because they have done a lot and worked really hard. But we got through spring break, we turned the corner, and the end of school is rapidly approaching. So it's going to be a sprint to the finish here, because we just have about 35 or so school days left. There's just not that much time left. So I want to tell you about a couple announcements of things that are coming up, but really some of the announcements now are really going to be kind of looking at the end of the school year, because our schedule is very regular and predictable for the next several weeks before school is over. So AWISH, the community event, is coming up next Friday the 22nd from 5 to 8 p.m. and I'm sure Dr. Ogden will be sending out some more information about that. Monday, May 30th, is the Memorial Day holiday. I'm telling you that now because that's the only change in the normal schedule from now until the end of school, and that's the last week of school. So that last week of school is only Tuesday through Friday. I also put a link on the updates page about IPSF summer classes and camps registration. They have all sorts of offerings, and those are really popular. So you might want to check those out. I still have links to multiplication and division facts practice. That's still something we're trying to practice in class, and we want kids to feel really comfortable with when they go on to 4th grade. So if you have a few minutes, sit down with your kid and just go through some facts with them and see how they do. And it's always something you can practice over the summer too. We have the spelling words on there, and then you can always follow along with our Wordament. We're going to start a new Wordament coming up soon, the 4th one. Our last Wordament winner was Floxenoxyhilipilification, and then we also just started a class chess tournament that you can follow along and see what's going on there. So there's a lot going on, and like I said, it's a sprint to the finish here, so there's going to be just nonstop stuff happening in class for a little bit. Next week, academically, in Reader's Workshop, we're going to start on Monday our last big reading unit, just about mystery stories. And mystery unit is really about foundational fiction reading skills in disguise. And so we'll spend the week learning about the characteristics of mystery stories, like how you're supposed to try to solve the mystery before the crime solver does. You're doing special predicting about suspects, opportunities, and motives, and using strategies when the reading gets tough. So you can imagine mysteries are fiction books, but you really have to pay close attention to the details, to the characters, what they say and do, and really predicting what's going on. And those are foundational fiction reading skills. So the kids should be super into the mysteries. You might hear about them, but that's what we're going to do for the next few weeks. In Writer's Workshop, we already started the unit we're working on now, which is changing the world with persuasive speeches. So the kids are going to choose a topic and write multiple persuasive speeches. We're hoping at the end to do something where we're either recording their speeches or we do them out on the stage. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to try to have them give their speech at some point. Next week, we're going to kind of gather up brave, bold opinions, practice writing with independence, and considering the audience by trying to ask questions that the reader or audience member might ask, and then trying to answer those questions. In math, we're doing our next unit, which is going to be kind of quick, just for a couple weeks, representing data with graphs. The kids will learn about picture graphs and bar graphs. They're going to make surveys, collect data, and then represent their data with picture graphs and bar graphs. In social studies, our unit is all about what it means to be a good citizen. So we're going to kind of define what good citizen means. We're going to talk about what the responsibilities are of good citizens and have some discussions about rules and laws and the consequences for breaking laws. And with social studies, we're working on a little bit of trying to start working class and then having some kind of responsibility to finish it later. So the work is kind of extended over a few days, and the kids have to practice figuring out, do I do the work at home? Can I find a different time where we have a little more open time in class to finish it? And so that's kind of with eyes on next year and the extra responsibility in 4th grade. In science, we're finishing the last big part of our weather unit. We're going to study severe weather, lightning, floods, wildfires, and some other ones. And so next week, we're going to start just building up our background knowledge about these things as a class, and discuss what we know about severe weather, even things like we don't have every piece of severe weather here. We don't have tornadoes in California, hurricanes, things like that. So that's what's going on. The last thing I want to say is I'll send more information about this coming up, but state testing is coming up. We're going to be doing that at the beginning of May. Third grade is the first year we do it. So for a couple weeks before, starting next week, we're going to start practicing. And really the practice isn't practicing testing as much as practicing like getting on the computer and being comfortable during that time. So I'll send out more information about that, but there's nothing to stress about or anything like that. The tests don't have any direct consequences to your student. The test scores get like aggregated, and the state kind of makes recommendations. The state makes recommendations to schools if they kind of need to change what they're doing. So like I said, that's coming up, and we'll send some more information, make sure kids get a good breakfast and get some sleep because you have to sit for a while. But other than that, it should be fine. So that's what's going on. As always, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Have a great week. Bye-bye.